Brelo.com with a match with Return to Ravnica Block Constructed, in which I play Bant control. This is my deck of choice. Sorry, there's my prize for winning. This is my deck of choice for Return to Ravnica Block Constructed. Sorry, I'm distracted here. It's a very good matchup against the meta game. There's a lot of aggressive decks out there. There's a Rakdos deck that's very popular. A lot of Azorius and Selesnya. Sometimes they splash another color. Golgari is extremely popular as well. All of them are pretty much aggro decks, and this deck does extremely well against them. And pretty much is a toss-up versus the Grixis and American controls. It seems whoever gets a Jace first wins those matchups. So I'd say we're pretty much par with them. Anyway, here, this is Snap Keep here. We have the Selesnya Guildgate to put into play tap first turn, and Island gives us our double blue, and we can cast everything on our hand here. He leads off with the Selesnya Guildgate, and it's our turn. We'll throw one out and pass the turn. Trying the Jace was awesome there. We can cast him in a couple turns here. He throws out a Priesthood Captain. We're going to have to find an answer for him quick, or that guy can get out of hand. So we're just going to put him on top of the library here when he attacks, and set him back a turn. So hopefully we draw a land here, which we don't. So we're just going to throw out the Selesnya Keyrune and pass it to him. And the Wayfaring Temple is not very good unless he can populate something, which he has absolutely nothing to populate. So we're not worried about him. But we do need to keep that precinct under control, so we're going to have to Detention Sphere him here, which we'll do. And next turn, once again, we're looking for lands. So he plays a Guild Mage, which isn't a threat yet till he has 6 mana. You can put out a Centaur token, so not a big deal. Here we get a land, but we still need more green or white sources. So I'm just gonna -2 at Jace. I don't care about losing him here. And we do grab. He splits it there with the Centaur Healer in one pile, and an Island and Azorius Keyrune in the other. And I want the land, so I'm gonna take the Keyrune and the Island. That way, if we draw into our Angel and another white source, we will have enough. We actually will have enough white sources with the 2 Keyrunes and a Guildgate. If we get an Angel, we can basically board wipe him and be in the commander seat here. So yeah, we're just going to take the Island and Azorius Keyrune and ship it back to him. We're not in any critical life here. He's got to make a decision here if he wants to kill Jace or do damage to me, which he splits it, kills Jace. We're okay with. Grab a Plains. We're going to chuck out 2 Keyrunes. Oh no, we leave one back. Oh no, we do. We chuck out 2 Keyrunes. Once again, we're not in any critical life. And he misses his land to populate his Centaur token, so or to put out a Centaur token. So we're in good position, especially when he attacks with his. We'll stop right there, slow it down. Attacks with his Guild Mage, and I'm able to end of turn throw out a Selesnya Charm and kill it. So now he's sitting on 3 cards. Doesn't have a 6 land. We're getting out of control here with the amount of land that we have. If we draw into a Sphinx's Revelation, we draw 1,000,000 cards. If not, we have Armada Wurm to start threatening his life total as well. We have 3 Keyrunes out, so like I said, we're in great position. And we'll draw Hallowed Fountain. No point to put in play tap, so we'll throw an Armada Wurm here. And this is where it gets a little bit scary. He gets another Azorius Justicar. Judiciaire, I guess that's how you say that. And I can't block with either of those, so I take a 5, go down to 6, which puts me, pretty bad life total. But I'm going to throw the Sphinx out. And now I have a blocker. I have 3 blockers. I'm okay. But he'll throw out a Collective Blessing, make all those guys huge. I don't know why he didn't attack here. I feel like that would have probably been the right move. A Wayfaring Temple would have to trade with either my Worm token or a Armada Wurm, and then he'd be, or a Sphinx, and there's no one blocking the Sphinx. So I think it might be a good trade to get rid of one of my creatures here. but he decides not to attack, so I will use the end of turn Selesnya Charm to kill his Wayfaring Temple. And I draw another one, which is awesome. So stop right here, got another Selesnya Charm or another one of Azorius. So we're gonna start threatening his life totals. We're gonna activate the 2 key runes and swing with the Sphinx and the 2 key runes for 9, put him at 11. That way he's got to make some decisions next turn whether he wants to try to attack me or hold back and block the worms. So he draws his 3rd Azorius Judiciaire and detains my Worm token and my Armada Wurm. So we don't have the mana up to activate our Selesnya key rune, so he's going to swing in thinking he might have the win here. But I would have attacked with the Sphinx if I didn't have the Selesnya Charm. I was prepared for something like this to happen. So he gets in there with the Judiciaires, and I'm able to exile one of them, go to 1. And then I'm able to get a Centaur Healer and activate a key rune and just get in there for 2, because that puts him at lethal next turn with the Sphinx and 2 key runes. And draws a key rune and puts out a Trostani, which doesn't answer the game here. He's dead on board. So activate the 2 key runes, and he scoops. So on to game 2 with SelesnyaAggro. So he chooses to go first. He mulls 6, which is a very bad start for him. But this is another awesome hand. We have all the mana that we need to cast a Detention Sphere and a Charm, and all we need is any mana to cast a Supreme Verdict, and Supreme Verdict is very rough versus his deck. So it's a keep. We'll throw out a Forest, we'll lead off with a Guildgate, pass it back to him. And no white for him, so I know we're in good position, so I'll play another tapped in land. No hasters in his deck either, so put out a Guild Mage, that's fine. If he attacks, we'll run it into a Selesnya Charm, which he does. I think he'd learned his lesson from last game. And I just decided to take it, actually. Interesting play there. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get more value out of my Supreme Verdict since I have double. So what a Supreme Verdict here. 2 for 1. He's already struggling with cards versus how many cards I have. And then I'll throw out my Centaur Healer next turn just as a chump blocker for whatever he puts out. That guy, again, Wayfaring Temple. I don't know if Wayfaring Temple is the right card for his deck. I understand he probably has a lot of populate stuff, but in almost every scenario I'd rather have a Loxodon Smiter. I think Loxodon Smiter is just a better card, or a Centaur Healer than a Wayfaring Temple. Yeah, I'm sure with Selesnya Charms of his own, he can give it trample and make sure it hits, and populate Centaur tokens or soldiers or knights or whatever the hell he has to populate. But once again, in most scenarios, I can't justify running Wayfaring Temple over either Smiter or a Healer. But it's not my deck, and I don't run it, so maybe he's got better information than I do about how his deck works. We were both 2-1 going into this match. I punted a game versus American Control, which I was very disappointed about. It was very bad plays by me, and I was actually trying to race the clock because we were both down. Game 1, it was we were pretty much. I'm not going to do a replay of it because it is extremely long and extremely boring. Both clearing each other's boards, yada yada yada. But I was trying to race the clock and get at least a clock advantage because we were down to like 4 minutes after game 1, and he was able to top deck with just a few cards left the answer. Anyway, and then game 2, Enigma Mazette ended the stalemate pretty easily. Anyway, back to this game. So we were both 2-1 going into this match. So his deck's got to be fairly competitive if he's able to, go this far in the block tournament. So back to the game. Plays a Precinct Captain, no worries, we're fine. And a Wayfaring Temple, which is great. Now there's 2 Wayfaring Temples on board for us to just Detention Sphere here, which we'll do. I'm pretty sure he runs Sundering, the Naturalize that populates. So we might get those guys back. We might as well get him out of the way for now. I know there's a Selesnya Charm there, but I'll block anyway, make him use it. Sure, he gets a token. We're fine, card for card. So, didn't draw a land there, which I wanted because I want a Sphinx for an extra card, but we're just going to end up Sphinx in here. Oh no, I'm going to activate the key rune. No, I'm not. Okay. We are just going to Sphinx here. So, Sphinx for 4. And only hit one land that comes into play tap there, but it's okay. So we can play the Angel Serenity, but I should have played the tap land there and just tapped a key rune, but we're able to clear his tokens. I don't want that dude just to get exiled by a Selesnya Charm and he gets a Precinct Captain left and beats me down with a token, so no use getting the Captain. Guildgate, and we'll swing in, because I do have a charm that I can put on my key rune if he decides to attack, which I believe he does, and we'll activate the key rune, and we'll charm him. And now he can do a charm of his own, but he has a reward defense, and he populates a centaur. Sure, that's fine. We don't lose anything here. Just make him waste a card. And we've got another detention sphere for those centaur tokens. So, a lot of times against Sundering Growth decks, I do side out the detention spheres because it's no use getting them blown up and them getting their Angel Serenity back, except for the token versions. The token versions, they get value right there. They can't get their tokens back after I desphere them, so I kept them in. So it puts him down to 8 after we attack the Angel Serenity. And he knows it's over, so he scoops. So that will end up going 3-1. He just saw there 1-6 backs in the qualifier point. So I think this makes it 4 3-1s and 1 4-0 with Bant control. So I don't feel like I have a bad matchup, and I have a very plenty of good matchups that I think puts me over the top of the other control decks. I would think that American control and maybe Grixis would struggle a little bit versus the aggro, especially Rakdos, and maybe Azori's aggro can get some quick beats in. And with the Centaur healers, I think that just puts us, and the Sphinx's Revelations puts us over the top. Whereas all American has is Sphinx's Revelations, and all Grixis has is the Weirds. They play the 1/4 Weirds to absorb some damage. I believe they've even played Lobber Crews to try to absorb some like Cackler damage and whatnot. But both of them do play Niv Mizzet, which does give them a slight edge, I would say. But we have Angel Serenity that can match it. The problem with American Control in Block Constructed is it has both Angels and Niv Mizzets that can gain him a lot of card advantage. So I'll tinker around. I'll tinker around with this build. I did end up getting rid of a Trostani altogether. I haven't had a Trostani be useful yet, so I cut her for another Sphinx's Revelation. So that was game 2 against SelesnyaAggro. Once again, this is Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thank you for watching.